Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. GH's Cameron Mathison says Drew's next move is just awful. A pattern has developed on General Hospital with Drew Kane. Basically, when you are positive that he can't go any lower, he finds a way. The character has been circling in an eternal drain for most of the past year, and apparently, it's only going to get worse. Cameron Mathison, who plays Drew, recently told Soaps.com that his character's next move even left him horrified. For months, it seemed like the congressman was completely untouchable. Blackmail, violence, provoking teenagers, you name it, Drew did it with zero accountability. Finally, someone pumped 2 bullets into his back, and it seemed as though this would be a turning point. If GH was intending to find redemption for the character, then this might have been a humbling first step. But redemption doesn't appear to be on anyone's agenda. Or at least not yet. Cameron Mathison shared with Soaps.com that the audience won't believe what comes next. It's so horrible. It's just awful. Apparently, Drew will prevent Danny from being able to comfort Scout as everyone reels from Monica's death. Drew's hatred for Jason runs so deep that hurting his own daughter is a small price to pay for revenge. That's how he rationalizes his actions. Drew has so much animosity and hatred toward Jason, who is out there literally killing people and is still thought of as a hero. Jason always had the Quartermaines thinking he was the golden child. Meanwhile, he's a hitman. He kills people for a living, explains Mathison, of Drew's mindset. Hating Jason has been a massive motivation for Drew to do horrible things, but apparently, grief also brings out the worst in him. Monica's death is incredibly traumatizing for him, says Mathison. Regardless of whether or not she raised him, she called him her son. He called her his mom. There was a really important bond there for Drew. Time went on, and Drew sort of went down his own path. A distance formed between him and Monica. That was hard on Drew, and they never got a chance to reconcile before her death. How do you think that Jason will react when Danny tells him about his conversation with Drew? Surely, inflicting intentional pain on both Danny and Scout isn't going to sit well. In the world of General Hospital, no character stays stagnant for long. Drew Kane, Cameron Mathison, has been through more reinventions than most. Navy SEAL, Memory Swap Twin, Quartermaine Black Sheep, Aurora CEO, and even Jason Morgan's reluctant stand-in. Yet, despite his heroics and steady demeanor, Drew has found himself spiraling lately, making choices that feel darker and more destructive than ever before. And according to Mathison himself, Drew's next move may not just shock fans, but leave them questioning whether he's crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. From hero to anti-hero? When Mathison first stepped into the role of Drew, he infused the character with grounded charm and reliability. For years, Drew was the stable one, the counterpoint to Jason's danger-filled life. But the past year has rattled him to the core. Monica's death rocked his foundation, Scout's emancipation suit drove a wedge between him and his daughter, and his feud with Michael and Willow stripped away the remnants of family unity he clung to. Now, whispers on the GH set suggest Drew is barreling toward a new chapter, one that strips away his moral compass entirely. And Mathison, in a recent interview, didn't mince words. Drew's next move is just awful. It's the kind of thing that will make fans scream at their TVs. And honestly, I can't blame them. It's a betrayal, not only of people around him but of himself. So what could possibly be so terrible? A business betrayal? Or something more personal? Drew has always struggled to balance business ambition with personal loyalty. He tried to run Aurora as a family-first company, but the Quartermaine cutthroat streak inevitably seeped in. Recent spoilers tease that Drew may make a ruthless power play that puts him directly at odds with Michael, Ned, and even Carly. Some speculate he'll attempt to seize control of ELQ outright, betraying both his daughter Scout's trust and the Quartermaine legacy he once respected. Others whisper that Drew's awful move won't just be corporate. It'll be personal. Could Drew expose a dangerous secret about Willow? Frame Michael for wrongdoing? Or worse, manipulate Jason into turning against Sonny, fracturing the bond between brothers once and for all? Mathison gave a cryptic tease. It's the kind of choice where Drew thinks he's protecting himself, but really he's burning bridges. And when the dust settles, there's no going back. The Jason factor. One of the most compelling aspects of Drew's current arc is how closely it intertwines with Jason's. Once rivals for Sam's heart and struggling twins with tangled histories, Jason and Drew have reached a fragile peace. But Drew's insecurities are bubbling beneath the surface. Fans remember Drew's fury when he learned he'd been manipulated into living Jason's life. While Jason has largely moved past the brotherly competition, Drew still feels overshadowed. Jason commands loyalty and respect everywhere he goes. Something Drew has always craved. Move be tied to Jason's world? Maybe he'll betray Jason to law enforcement, deliver a blow to Sonny's empire, or sabotage Jason's relationship with Carly. If Drew's desperation for validation pushes him into dangerous territory, Jason may be forced to choose between blood loyalty and moral justice. The Carly complication. Drew's relationship with Carly Spencer has been on thin ice for months. Though the two shared genuine affection, Carly's heart has always belonged to Jason, and Drew knows it. His bitterness has grown since Monica's passing, and Carly's inability to offer the kind of unconditional devotion he craves leaves him feeling hollow. Could Drew's next move involve Carly directly? Some insiders suggest he may try to undercut her in business, or worse, use her vulnerability against her. If Drew were to betray Carly in a cold, calculated way, it would cement his transformation into a man who has abandoned his better angels. Mathison hinted, fans who have rooted for Carly and Drew are going to feel gut-punched. It's not just about romance, it's about trust. And once that's gone, it changes everything. A descent into villainy? Soap history tells us no character is ever fully a hero or a villain. The best arcs live in shades of gray. Drew's awful move could very well be the beginning of his darker evolution. A man who, tired of always being second best, finally decides to seize control of his own destiny, even if it means crushing others in the process. Mathison addressed this possibility. I don't think Drew sees himself as the bad guy, but he's definitely heading down a path where viewers will ask, who is this person? This isn't the Drew we knew. But sometimes that's where the most powerful stories come from. It wouldn't be the first time a seemingly noble character slid into morally murky waters. Just ask Nicholas Cassadine, Valentine, or even Sonny himself. But Drew's transformation would sting especially hard because he's been one of the last beacons of decency in Port Charles. Ripple effects across Port Charles. If Drew goes through with this rumored betrayal, the fallout could ripple across multiple storylines. Michael and Willow. If Drew targets Michael, it could fracture the Quartermain family and test Willow's loyalty like never before. Jason. A betrayal here could push Jason into an impossible position, forcing him to decide between brotherly blood ties and his moral code. Carly. If she becomes collateral damage, Carly may finally close the door on Drew forever, setting the stage for her inevitable reunion with Jason. Scout. The most devastating consequence may be the way Drew's daughter views him. If Scout sees her father becoming manipulative and ruthless, their already fragile bond could shatter. The actor's challenge. While fans may cringe at Drew's choices, Mathison is embracing the challenge. As an actor, it's incredible material, he said. Playing the good guy all the time can get repetitive. But playing someone who's unraveling, who's making choices that are selfish, dangerous, even cruel, that's a gift. It forces me to dig deeper and find the humanity in decisions that, on the surface, seem indefensible. For Mathison, the trick lies in reminding viewers that even Drew's darkest actions come from a place of pain and longing. His character may be spiraling, but at the heart of it, he's a man who's lost too much and doesn't know how to cope. Will Drew ever find redemption? The million-dollar question for fans is whether Drew's awful move will be the point of no return, or simply the darkest chapter before a redemption arc. In the soap world, even the most heinous actions can sometimes be forgiven if the character is willing to make amends. But if Drew crosses a line involving family or Jason, forgiveness may be impossible. Still, redemption is a core theme of General Hospital, and it's not unthinkable that Drew's story could eventually lead back to the light. But first, viewers will have to watch him self-destruct. Closing thoughts. As General Hospital barrels toward its next explosive chapters, Drew Kane's transformation is poised to be one of the most polarizing arcs in years. For a character once defined by quiet strength and moral certainty, this new descent feels shocking, and yet, deeply human. Mathison's warning lingers. It's just awful. But sometimes the worst decisions make the best drama. Port Charles better brace itself, because Drew Kane's next move may not only destroy his relationships but also redefine him forever.